Hey, this is Joe with Anchor and Grit. Welcome to the new adventure, Chapter 1, the Oregon Edition. Hey, what's up, guys? Day 15. Getting ready. We're going to get out. We had it's not too late. Had a pretty good morning start. We're going to go out on the town, look around. We're going to visit. We're going to check out just kind of stop by and check out a church that Vanessa and I were both looking at separately. We didn't know. And we thought, well, why don't we go stop by and visit somewhere? And lo and behold, we're looking at the same place. So that's pretty awesome. So it's like a little bit crazy right now. Some stuff thrown around. Got my little buddy Tutis. I don't know if you can see her there. But it's been raining for a couple of days straight, and it's a different kind of, the rain itself, I went out in the rain a little bit. It's really nice. It's not overwhelming, overbearing. I don't know, it's just really calming. So I like the rain anyway, so it helped us get a pretty good night's sleep last night. Although I think I slept weird because I got like a kink in my neck. But, yesterday God showed up in that. I was telling Vanessa, I was making a reel, and how I was explaining before, if you saw the last video, like trying to put just emotion together with some of the things that I'm seeing, tie that together with what I'm feeling. How do I convey a message or a thought? So just trying to use my surroundings to do that. And so yesterday I was working on it, and it took me a really long time. Like, I respect to the people that do that for a living. That's crazy. But what was different was the pace was really like slow, and I had a chance to enjoy the process. And before, I used to get really frustrated really fast, because if I didn't get something right away, like, okay, this is too much effort, it's too hard, it's taking up too much of my time, and I don't have enough extra time to kind of be fiddling with this new thing. But I feel like God is really asking me to hone in those skills for some reason. I don't know particularly for what, but so I'm trying to do that. And in the process of doing that, getting to slow it down allowed me to enjoy the space of not knowing, where I tend to be really frustrated and get really upset with myself and really down on myself and start the negative talk. I noticed that I was just enjoying it. Things I didn't know. I poked around a little bit with some of the programming that I'm using to see if I could figure it out. If I couldn't figure it out, then I would look it up, and then try to put it into application right away so it could help me remember it. But those are the things that are happening, that the pace that we're living at now, I would not have been able to experience the way we were living before, with just this constant pressure of needing to perform and to hurry up and get it done and to hurry up and do so I can go to the next thing. Never really getting to just soak in the process. And I think that's part of, aside from like feeling really passionate about it, and some people are so passionate it just sticks. But this, I'm trying to learn something that I feel like I'm being asked to learn. So it's not the same as wanting to do photography, and I want to get into photography, something that I really like. This is something that I feel like I'm being asked to learn about. And so the pace needs to be different for me. I need to be able to dig into some of the details. I need to get comfortable with the fact that I might create a product that I'm not 100% happy with, but if I can get 75, 80% there, that's good enough, and just push it out and get feedback and grow and get better with each video and learn a new technique, or learn a new angle, or learn a new perspective, or a new mindset in the process to help me get to where I want to be. Well, then that's it, right? And I think that's the part that I felt like God showed up for me yesterday. Just thinking about Jesus and going from place to place, and him walking from one town to another. And when he was encountered by people, or he walked up to somebody, that was his focus. Like, it didn't mean that what he was going to do wasn't going to get done. It didn't mean that what he had set out to do originally was not important. But this person, this situation, this healing, this discussion, even when he was being persecuted and they were questioning him, that was the matter of importance at that moment. So I feel like God is allowing me to see that There's no hurry in Jesus. Like, we invented that, and I think it's a consequence and of being separate from God and realizing that death in the physical form is a reality for us. And it gives us a sense of urgency that if given the right perspective, it can cause us to value life in a new way. It could cause us to seize every moment as an opportunity for joy or relationship or connectedness, community. I think when it's looked at in a healthy way, it can cultivate that perspective. But when we get caught up in what Satan would want us to do in the hustle and grind culture, then we lose sense of the joy and of the fleeting moment. And instead we feel like there's always this fear of missing out. And so we can never do enough things, enough experiences. We can never read enough books, or there's too much information to know. So how do you sort through all of that? And God has given us mechanisms to mentally deal with all this information, but we push ourselves beyond our limit, beyond our capability, that causes us to feel depressed and without. And I look at social media and I could see that everybody else is living the dream life, or the life that I would want for myself. And honestly, I've been taking time away from social media. So I've been staying off of Instagram and Facebook and what's the other one, TikTok and stuff like that. And so I probably are gonna, maybe 6 months, and I'll get back on, if I even get back on at all. But and it's been amazing. I think that's been part of the success of just this mental transformation that God is walking me through. So just more of his word and less of the junk. So God showed up for me yesterday in that way, in the pace of the day. No hurry, no rush, just sitting in it with him, sitting in the unknown, sitting in the frustration sometimes of not knowing how to do something, sitting in the pace of, I'm not really accomplishing what I think I should be, or it doesn't feel like I'm accomplishing much, but I'm learning, I'm growing. And that's important too, because it also allows me that when my kids come up and they interrupt, right? Not in a bad way, but they want to show me something. They want to show me what they made. They want to show me something funny. They want to tell me a joke. It's not like, oh my gosh, you're tearing me away from this really, really fake important thing that I made up that's really important for no reason. What? And it just takes the wind out of their sails, takes the joy out of sharing with their dad. And now it's like, yeah, I'd love to see that. Let me stop this right here and let me give you all my attention. Let me put this thing down and focus and look at you and watch the words come out of your mouth, and try to remember the sound of your voice, because you're going to grow up and you're not going to sound the same anymore. Or you're going to move away someday and I'm not going to be able to just have you come through the door and interrupt me. It's been beautiful. So that's my encouragement for you today. You may have 100 things on your to-do list, and you may feel like the odds are already stacked against you. But don't focus on the success that you think you are by getting things done on your list. Invite Jesus into every task. Invite Jesus into every moment. Invite him into your car, on your way to work, on your way to church, on your way to the store, and let him give you the peace that you need. And as you go throughout your day, enjoy the moments with your loved ones. When you cross paths, when the kids get home from school, or when you first walk in through the door from being at work, or meeting a new friend at church, or meeting somebody at the grocery store, just stop for that moment and think in your head, this is one of those times where I can connect. This is one of those moments where I can experience the joy of relationship. This is one of those moments I get to see my kids want to share something with me, because it may not always be the case. And just know that that's God too. I hope and pray this was a blessing. Be encouraged.